So moving on to our final presentation of the afternoon. So these are colleagues of ours from INTU in Queen's University in Belfast and also from the School of Nursing and Midwifery. So Sarah Prince, Leontia Hoy, Julie McAvoy, Marina McLaughlin and Fabiana Fausto McCracken. And they're going to talk to us about taking action on global nursing, the sustainable impact of a preparatory course for international pre-nursing students. And I think possibly I'm handing over to you, Sarah.
Okay, thank you so much, Eileen, for the introduction, and we are delighted to be here at the conference with you today. We've enjoyed the presentations to date, so hopefully you will also enjoy ours. So we're here today. We want to share our experience of running a pre-nursing course for international students, and as Eileen said, I'm joined with Leontia, Fabiana, Julie and Marina, who will be my co-presenters today. So I would like to take a minute just to actually introduce what INTU QUB actually is. We are a little bit like the CQC. We are a joint venture between Queen's University Belfast and a company called IUP, INTU University Partnerships. Now, IUP, it's a world-leading international education partnering organisation, and they work with 11 UK and 11 US universities, and also one in Australia and one in China, to bring opportunities to international students. So our job at Queen's University Belfast is to provide access to a range of high-quality education opportunities for our international students, thus actioning the targets of Sustainable Development Goal 4, which is quality education for all. So where are we? Just a quick slide here to show you. We are actually in Belfast on the Queen's campus, down here, number 17, if you can squint and just about see it, just along Malone Road there. And this is our lovely building here. Okay, so we are some background on the birth of our project. The KSA government, they have had a programme of ongoing investment in their healthcare system, and that has required parallel investment in high quality education of healthcare staff. Now, INTU and Queen's University Belfast, they worked very closely together to secure a project to deliver nursing training to a group of sponsored students, and that addresses targets of Sustainability Development Goal 3, which is good health and well-being. Our pre-nursing course, it was a collective twin faculty between us at INTU Queen's and the School of Nursing and Midwifery, a twin faculty project designed to equip the students with linguistic and subject-specific skills and competencies needed for undergraduate entry to Queen's University School of Nursing and Midwifery. And that was aiming for the year 21 to 22, the academic year. So the students who were with us last year are now, the successful students are now currently in year 1 of their nursing and midwifery programmes. So the programme, it was a bespoke collaborative programme developed specifically for this group of students, and most of our students, they spent 3 to 4 terms on academic English, which was designed specifically for language development. And then that was followed by 3 terms on our International Foundation Science course, which developed some of their subject-specific skills. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pass over to Marina, who will share with you some of the challenges that our students faced during their time with us at INTU Queen's University Belfast. So over to you, Marina.
So first, I'll talk about our student group. 25 students, they started with us at INTU, and they started a course of 3 or 4 terms of academic English, because these students were not ready to start our foundation program because they did not have the grade requirement, the IELTS that is necessary to start the program. 21 of these students, they ended up progressing to the foundation program and were joined by an additional 6 students. So just to give you an idea, so to start the international foundation program, which would be the equivalent of doing an A-level for students here, students need an IELTS, an overall IELTS 5, and that would be the equivalent of a GCSE grade E. And for them to progress to Queen's, they need an IELTS grade 7, which would be the equivalent of a GCSE grade A. So it's a very big, jump that students need if they start foundation with an IELTS 5. Some students have, higher than that. And English then is one of the greatest challenges because they are, all of our students speak English as a second language, and they are going to be studying at an academic level in a second language. And we also provide, Into Queens provides what we call the in-sessional courses. So there is an ongoing development of academic English skills while the students are in Queens already. And other very big challenge for our group is a cultural adaptation. So these students, they are settling into a different culture, a culture that has different gender expectations. Also expectations that the students will be very independent. And they are, as I said already, studying a degree, a higher education, at a higher level in a second language. And everyday challenges as well, like food, weather, looking after their own money, planning, even very, everyday things like doing the laundry, looking after themselves. For most of these students, that's the first time they leave their home. So, and food, we have highlighted there, food being a very big one. A lot of the students find the food here very different. And there's also the challenges of being able to make their own food. Some students have never cooked before. So this, we teachers, hear a lot. And whenever they get homesick, food is also the first thing they miss. The next one. And also talking about the cultural challenges. So this is a large group of students from the same country, and there are pros and cons. So the benefits, there is a comfort, they share the same language, they share cultural values and expectations as well. They also have the same academic goals. So this unites the group and they bond very quickly. The drawback is that because they spend so much time together, their language skills might not develop as quick as if they were mixing with students that were speaking English. And also because they feel very comfortable together, they might be less willing to take risks in a new culture, make new friends, which will also be common in the age group. But I think here the language can be a big factor as well. Now I will pass you to Julie, and she'll talk about the practice of teaching and learning.
Thanks, Marina. So in terms of the learning and teaching, these have been divided into 3 phases for the purposes of the presentation, but phases 1 and 2 were overlapping throughout the course. So the first phase of the project involved the needs analysis of the prospective students in terms of their academic skills and language abilities. And as has been mentioned earlier, the students began their studies with Intu's academic English course and then progressed on to the International Foundation programme. So this programme is a 9-month course where A-level subjects are focused on biology, physics, chemistry, maths and further maths, as well as another module in English language and study skills to continue enhancing their academic English. While both of these courses were happening, they were taught in tandem with the weekly bespoke student-led tutorials on nursing, midwifery and global health subjects. This also included preparation for selection to the nursing degree at QUB. And these tutorials really were invaluable. They gave an insight into the challenges that the students could expect on the very challenging degree, and the key principles of nursing and also the global health subjects. The students also had the opportunity to have a Q&A session with a past INTO student who's currently studying at the School of Nursing and Midwifery, and then were also given a guided tour around the school, which was amazing and really enhanced their motivation on a challenging course. Then the final element was, as I mentioned, the preparation for the nursing interview, which focused on the students' fluency, confidence and knowledge. Teaching methods were also carried out in authentic settings, aiming to prepare the students for their university course through face-to-face lectures, seminars, personal tutorials. But of course, things changed whenever COVID struck and students moved online, which will be discussed later. Okay, next slide, Sarah, thank you. So the second phase then focused on the students' progress, and this dealt with meetings between the School of Nursing and Midwifery and INTO, and also with the sponsors, as well as progress, things like attendance and any problems or any matters that had arisen throughout were discussed. And students also had the opportunity to meet monthly with their sponsors, which gave them the opportunity to voice their thoughts as well, which was really important on their journey. And I just think this key element was of discussing the progression between all the stakeholders. This level of communication really added to the success of this project overall. And then finally, the third phase of the project analysed the different distance that the students had travelled from the entry to the exit point. And as you'll see there, of the 31 students on the pre-nursing programme, 22 met the progression requirements, which was excellent. Unfortunately, 5 didn't due to the English language requirements and 3 due to the subject. 1 student withdrew quite early on the academic English course for personal reasons. And then finally, on the next slide, you'll see the diagram showing the overall results, which clearly shows strong evidence of progress and indicating a high level of preparedness for this academic study. And really, it just was such an incredible achievement from students who had started the course with an IELTS level 3, which was, as Marina mentioned, a GCSE grade E. So it was just brilliant and really highlighted the success of the project. So thank you very much, and I'll pass over now to Leontia.
Sorry, can I just advise that you've just got another minute and a half to wrap up?
Okay, can everyone hear me? I'm Leontia Hoy, and I am the nursing arm of this project, and I was thrilled to be involved in it. So I know many of our presentations this afternoon have looked at global citizenship, and the one profession that, that essentially requires global citizens is nursing, particularly during the COVID pandemic. We have a view in the university that nurses are global citizens preparing to treat people from multiple backgrounds. And it is a key element of the delivery of this programme, and it's in line with the QUB strategy on education for sustainable development. Next slide, Sarah, please. We couldn't talk about this programme without including the pandemic and the effect it had on this programme. We had 3 spells of lockdown, and it brought with it a rapid change in the course delivery and student learning. And alongside that came isolation, homesickness and family worries from the students and from their families back in Saudi Arabia. A few students became ill with mental health concerns, and there were further issues then with students. At least half of the students went back home during the project because they were so lonely. So there were further issues then for when the borders opened, when they closed, for flights, students crossing quite dangerous borders at that point. And also we had developed online tuition for them all, but there was, when they went back home, there was limited contact for the English language. But despite all that, the students still excelled. The student wellbeing was monitored by all parties in this project with personal tutorials and student services. So despite all this, we had great success with this programme, and all credit goes to the students.
Sorry to interrupt again, but I'm afraid you're going to have to wrap up sometime fairly soon.
Okay, Fabiana.
That's fine. Yes, thank you, Leontia. So I think we'll, just in 3 words, the project impact can be summarized in curriculum development, collaboration between INTO and the School of Nursing and Midwifery, and the development of enhancement of our cultural awareness, not only for students, but for staff. So in terms of sustainability, we were able to develop a sustainable program model that can be replicated and improved, enhanced collaboration between different faculties, and in terms of the challenges, the students have received ongoing support for their English language development, as it is ongoing for English language learners. And further development includes a new module in health studies that is to be developed, and a new program, integrated foundation and 3-year nursing degree. And we would like to acknowledge the support, the help and support from the following institutions and our collaborators as well. And there are some pictures of the students' first visit to the School of Nursing. And the students have given us permission to share those with you today. Thank you so much. We are very happy to get any questions that you might have about the project.